20-21 hours this evening, the deputy of the Harris County Sheriff's Office was at the corner of West Road in Telge, where he had gone into gas his vehicle after working an incident earlier that evening. As what we can tell, indications now that as he was at the gas pump pumping his gas into his vehicle, a male suspect came up behind the deputy and shot the deputy multiple times. Deputy then fell to the ground. The suspect then continued over to him and shot the deputy again multiple times as he laid on the ground. The suspect then fled to a red-colored or maroon-colored, dark red or maroon Ford Ranger truck, which is a small extended truck, a fleet side truck, and then continued west on West Road. A witness called 911, let us know that one of our deputies had been shot. Multiple units arrived. EMS arrived on scene. Unfortunately, the deputy passed. We are actively searching for this suspect as right now. I can tell you that with diligence and justice, the suspect will be caught. Information when the sheriff is on the route to here, and we'll have a formal news conference then.
Deputy, did he say anything to the deputy that was shot before?
As far as indications, no. He walked up behind the deputy and shot him. That's what the indications we have right now.
No apparent reason?
No apparent reason at all. No motive unknown. No callous individual, whoever he is.
I mean, how bizarre is this?
It's a very bizarre incident. This, it's people understand, that it's tough enough being a deputy and being a law enforcement in this country right now. But for people the way that they are right now, I have no words for what this type of person did. The callousness isn't much. That's all I have for now.
Are you ready to release his name?
No, ma'am, not right now.
So do you think it was just because he was an officer that's what prompted this?
Indications as far as we have right now, that's all.
Was he in uniform at the time?
Yes, he was, in full uniform. He's still on duty.
He was pumping up a patrol car, right?
Pumping up a patrol car.
There was no question of who he was?
No. He was wearing a full uniform, marked unit, everything.
How many rounds did this suspect get off?
Multiple rounds, I can't tell you many.
So he's not investigating anything. He's just there getting gas in this.
Just getting gas at a gas station.
Do you know what the earlier scene he had done just before that?
I think it was a traffic accident or something. Something just as far as a normal routine of his day.
Is it possible somebody came back from that and did this? Any kind of
investigations are going into every aspect now that we have.
If you can talk to the suspect and tell them something directly, what would you say that tonight?
Give yourself up.
Just a matter of time.
Yes, give yourself up. That's what I have to do. Please.
Was the deputy in the car with anyone else? Was the partner there?
No, he was a single unit. So most of our units in the Harris County Sheriff's Office are single-man units.
No one said anything? He didn't say anything to the deputy?
No. We do not have a plate on it right now.
Is this a busy gas station?
That's at West and Telge. It's a very busy intersection. People come and go in all the time.
I mean, you've obviously never seen anything like this before, right?
No, it's a very, very...
What kind of lead did the suspect get on you? Like how many minutes do you think it took to dispatch? And where could he be right now?
Well, a matter of minutes, maybe, I don't have the time indication. Again, if anyone saw this truck, any leads that we can get anytime we can get.
Could you describe him again, please?
Dark complected male, 5'10" to 6 foot, short hair, fade cut, wearing a white t-shirt and red shorts.
Dark complected, do you know his race, or is there...
It's undetermined right now. That's what we're trying to find, and the video is not real clear. So
can you tell us any more about the deputy? Is he married? Does he have children?
Harris County Sheriff Office. Sheriff's deputy killed in shooting at gas station. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a sheriff's deputy was fatally shot while on duty Friday at a Chevron gas station. KPRC Channel 2 was told the shooting happened at 8:30 p.m. at West and Telge Road near Cypress. I used to live there. Officials said, too, that the officer was shot while returning to his patrol car from the convenience store. When he was shot, when he was shot multiple times in the back and then shot multiple times once he was on the ground. Investigators said there is no known motive at this time, and the shooter said nothing to the deputy before opening fire. I get the sense that this was a random vengeance against police in general. Quote, a witness called 911 to let us know that one of our deputies had been shot. Thomas Gilliland with the Harris County Sheriff Office said multiple units arrived. EMS arrived on scene. Unfortunately, the deputy had passed. Now I want to stop right there. I have reported many times that people have called police and that the police has shot the person that called. I'm not trying to condone anything, I'm just reporting facts. So I think that the person that called is either brave or stupid, because I have called the police when my home was invaded, when my home was broken into while I was away, and then they locked the doors to my house and put the chains up from the inside. And when I got to the scene with the police there, I almost fainted when I saw the police start drawing their guns and rushing in, and the police came over and said, what are you doing? And I had to inform them that it was my house, that they were assisting me. So my hat goes off to the person that called 911. I just want to pause there so that you can note the state that the country is in now and the reaction of the police. My hat goes off to the person that called 911. The Harris County Sheriff Office identified the deputy as Darren Goforth, 47, a 10-year veteran on the force, who was assigned to the West District Patrol in District 5. Goforth leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Quote, it's an act of cowardice and brutality, the likes of which I've never seen, Harris County District Attorney Devin Anderson said. People who live in the neighborhood nearby along West Road said they heard several gunshots between 8:35 and 8:45. The shooter is described as a man with dark complexion and 5 feet 10 inches to 6 feet tall. Officials said he was wearing a white t-shirt and red shorts. Harris County Sheriff Ron Hickman said the shooting appears to be an unprovoked execution-style killing of a police officer. Hickman said the FBI, Texas Rangers, and U.S. Marshals are assisting in the search for the shooter. White t-shirt, red shorts. It sounds like the person has a complete lack of, I'm no expert profiler, but I have a little bit of psychology under my belt. It sounds like the person has a complete lack of social values, the value of human life. Now, I don't want people to go off and start calling the person names. I'm saying that the person, I'm not saying mentally disturbed, but all criminals are mentally disturbed. I don't buy this not guilty by reason of insanity. All crime is insanity. In my book, if I were a judge, that would never go over. All crime is insanity. It is the very extremes of society that commits crimes. Crime is not a normal thing, first of all. Let's get that straight. It seems that the person has no value of human life, no understanding, and they're taking their vengeance out on somebody innocent. Now, I could be, talking out the side of my neck, but this is a sense that I'm getting. Quote, it strikes us all at the heart of public service, Hickman said. We will hunt this person down and do our best to bring that person to justice. Now, I hope he means he's going to bring him in alive. I know in a lot of these specific cases when they target police that the police run out as if it were the Wild West and they have a posse and they find the nearest tree and string the person up. At some point we need to learn what is going on and learn something from stuff like this. We can't just be executing people. We have to learn as a matter of real justice. We have to learn what's going on in our society, that these people exist. I'm not saying we need to let people off. I'm saying we need to bring them in alive, ask them what's going on, and ask them what was their thinking pattern behind doing something like this. And then we need to have the politicians take some hard looks as why would such a person come to the conclusions that they did, i.e., that they should take the life of a person that is supposedly keeping the peace in our society. Now, of course, this might fall on deaf ears because I don't think politicians care about actually rooting out problems or solving situations. This is what we actually put them in office for. Solutions. Learning about. I mean, it makes no sense that the country is 200 years old and we have people running around killing police officers. I do not condone that in the least bit. Now, if I think that there's injustice from the police force, I have always called for the resignation and getting a lawyer. Resignation, getting a lawyer. Those are my solutions. For all of these injustices that you think the police have done, the first thing I say is get a lawyer and call for the resignation of the police captain and so forth and so on. That's if you think there has truly been some sort of injustice. Now, if your son pulls a gun out on 20 police and runs out screaming, "I'm not going out like this," first of all, your son's been watching too many movies. and let me put a pin in that and say that your son's been watching the wrong movies, because the movies that I watch has the police walk in on Don Corleone inside of his mansion, and he sits down and has dinner in front of the police chief and says, "What are you doing in my house? You know that you're not going to find anything, and you know that I'm not going to say anything. Goodbye. You can see yourself out." Now, those are the movies they should be watching, because Don Corleone knows that he has constitutional rights, but they don't teach black people constitutional rights, now do they? Yes, it's all fine and dandy to learn about slavery, but okay, now that's over. You have constitutional rights. Understand that you have to defend those constitutional rights and that you have them. Gilliland said the shooter fired west on West Road in a red or maroon Ford Ranger with an extended cab. Quote, "With diligence and justice, the suspect will be caught and will be brought to justice," Gilliland said. "This is a very tough moment right now for the Harris County Sheriff's Office. I can ask that you give us your prayers and our thoughts." I'm sure he meant keep us in your thoughts. Anyone with information about the suspect is asked to call the Harris County Sheriff Office. Now, white, black, green, blue, I don't care. My heart goes out to his wife and his children. And notice I don't use the word tragedy. There's a lot of overuse of words that don't mean anything. This is not a tragedy. This is a sad occasion, a somber occasion, a serious occasion. I would ask the police to not be overcome with emotion and just start shooting people randomly. And I would ask that they not be over emotional and do their job to the best of their ability in bringing this guy in alive. We may find out that this isn't a random shooting. This guy, maybe he diddled the suspect's wife or something. I don't know if they would admit that that's what happened, or if that came out, it could result in a scandal after this very sad occasion happened. I want everybody to remain calm around this situation and any situation like this. I think a lot of police need to be reined in. Their egos, their attitudes, reined in. And that's on a good day. This is a bad day. My thoughts go out to the family of Darren Goforth, age 47, former sheriff's deputy of Houston, Texas. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.